Over the past year, I've had the amazing opportunity to travel across South Korea, immersing myself in its vibrant culture, uncovering its fascinating history, and of course, sampling as much incredible food as possible. And in today's videos, I'm sharing my top 10 favorite Korean dishes I've tried this year. From bustling local markets to hidden street food gems and authentic restaurants serving Korea's most iconic meals, this is the ultimate food journey you don't want to miss. And first up, we're heading to the charming city of Suncheon to try a must-try dish, dwaeji gukbap.
Or literally pig's head rice soup. So in this alley, in this market here, there are different restaurants selling the same exact thing essentially. They are boiling away pig head in these big cauldrons on either side of me here. Then they take that and make it into a really rich broth. There's a local specialty here that I've never actually tried, so I'm really excited to check it out. This is my first ever dwaeji gukbap. So the pig head soup. So the head dwaeji gukbap in Busan is one of my favorite foods. What I find so interesting about this is that it also has bean sprouts. So it kind of reminds me of a mixture of like dwaeji gukbap in Busan and also like kongnambul gukbap or bean sprout soup down in Jeonju, another one of my favorite places. So what's so interesting is they boil the pig's head for a really long time to get this nice hearty soup. It comes with rice, kimchi, some raw onions, and then in here, oh my gosh, you can just smell the garlic. Oh, it smells so good. Tons of bean sprouts, very generous with the slices of pork. So this is the pig head. So I'm gonna try the soup just as it is first. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is so good. There's like oil, like head oil, I guess, just floating on it. The flavor is so deep and so porky and so rich, but yet so clean. I wasn't sure how I would like this because I love dwaeji gukbap down in Busan. It's one of my favorite foods ever. So I was kind of worried I wouldn't like this as much, even though it is totally different.
We then make our way down to Busan, Korea's second largest city, where we are trying some super fresh seafood caught and prepared by Haenyeo, Korea's real-life mermaids.
Alright, so I have ordered up a little bit of a feast, kind of the recommended items when you come here. So I've come early, it's kind of a breakfast treat for me. So I went with 3 of their kind of most popular items. So here we have nakji haemul ramyeon. Nakji is this octopus, so there is a whole octopus in here, as well as some mussels and a single abalone, and then cooked in the Korean ramen. It smells really good. Then I've got some kimbap. Kimbap is the Korean rice roll that's stuffed with some ham, some veggies, and some fish cake, and then some of this. This is sea urchin roe, and it's supposed to go on top of the kimbap to make it taste even better. So this whole meal here is 25,000 won. Incredible deal for that, especially this is all fresh. These ladies here probably caught it themselves, I imagine. So this is definitely going to be a treat to enjoy. I'm not sure if it's going to be anything special or if it's just going to be regular Korean spicy ramen. It's definitely going to be hot, I know that. Yeah, it's just instant ramen, really nothing too special about that. And of course we have this whole octopus here. Gonna cut some of that up there. All right, let's take a piece of this octopus here, some of this ramen, and enjoy that. Octopus is chewy yet tender. Adds some nice flavor to those instant noodles. And then we've got our kimbap. Specialty is take your kimbap and put some of this sea urchin roe on top of it. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever had a sea urchin roe. This is a first for me, I believe. I grew up not eating a whole lot of seafood, so this is a new experience for me. Oh, interesting. Sea urchin is almost buttery with a little bit of saltiness to it, light seafood flavor, but not a really strong flavor.
We then find ourselves in Incheon, a city known for its international airport and also for its Chinatown, where we find the birthplace of jjajangmyeon, or black bean noodles. The dish is so famous that it has its very own museum dedicated to this noodle.
I've come to a place that is really well known for making dish. I think some dramas have filmed here. Normally there is a really long line to get in here. I think maybe because it's a hot summer day, people are avoiding the line. But it's like a 4-story restaurant that serves dim sum and these black bean noodles. So this is 8,000 won, not the cheapest bowl of noodles. However, they are hand making the noodles, which is something you don't see very often these days. This one has a lot of pork in it. It looks great. A little bit of a smoky flavor. The noodles themselves are a little sweeter than I'm used to. Lots of onion, pork. If you watch K-dramas, then you will definitely know about these black bean noodles because they are featured all the time. Did you guys know there's actually a day called Black Day in Korea, and it is a day where single people kind of mourn being single and they eat black bean noodles. So it happens around April. So there is Valentine's Day, there's a day called White Day, and then there is Black Day. That is the day that singles eat these noodles. This is definitely one of those representative foods of Incheon. And if you come here, you gotta try. You can't pass up jjajangmyeon when you're in Incheon, South Korea.
Next up, we're eating balls. Nestled in the middle of a market in the city of Jinju is a small shop selling gukbap, or honey bread. Dough is stuffed with red bean paste and then fried and topped with honey and nuts.
Alright, look at that. That looks so interesting. Lots of sesame seeds, peanuts, this type of sticky syrup on it. So let's try this out. There's so many different textures in that. Oh my gosh. The outside's really crispy. You get that sesame seed, and then you get this nice dough that's kind of fluffy and warm, and then ooey gooey red bean paste.
The city of Gangneung is known for many things, including potatoes, so it's only fitting that we try gamjajang, or potato pancake.
Alright, so next up is a thing of beauty. This is gamjajang. Gamja meaning potato, jang meaning a Korean style pancake. So as we have discovered, potatoes are really popular here and a specialty of this region in Gangwon-do. And because of that, they have this dish. And she just took some fresh potatoes, pureed them, added some green onions and some other ingredients, and they fried up right in the market. Serve it with some soy sauce, a little dipping sauce with some sesame seeds, and that is it. It is a golden brown, chewy. And just a thing of beauty. It is so good. It's like a nice hash brown, but a little chewier.
Now, let's head back to Busan. After the sun is set, you'll find pojang machas, or street tents. You may have seen these in various K-dramas.
So I'm ending the night at a true Korean experience. This is the Someon Pojang Matcha street. So Pojang Matchas are these tents. I'm sitting literally on this side of the street. So these tents roll up every night, and the people working here cook up food. And if this looks familiar, it's because you may have seen it in some K-dramas. So it's kind of a dying breed these days. You don't see a whole lot of these, but it is always really special when you get to see them. But I have ordered the grilled pork belly with kimchi samgyeopsal, as well as a beer to end our day here. Oh my gosh, it's like getting a dinner and a show. She is cooking everything right here. And this is literally on the street. So one of the things about pojang matchas are, if you are really a stickler about germs, you may want to, rethink this. However, if you're okay with it, it is worth the experience. So here it is. Oh my goodness, it only took a few minutes to cook. This is my kimchi and samgyeopsal. She cooked everything fresh to order. Chopped up the kimchi, chopped up the green onions, the spicy peppers, then stir-fried it right here on the curb. This is 20,000 Korean won, which, not the cheapest item you're gonna find, but you're also paying for the ambiance and the experience. So I am well okay with that. So let's try this out. It looks delicious. Oh my goodness. Wow. That kimchi is super ripe. Well, I could eat about 3 more plates of this. So I'm really glad I decided to come over to this pojang matcha street. If you're coming to Korea and you're not fortunate enough to be able to... Hi. No.
주세요.
Oh.
주세요. 감사합니다.
네. 진짜 맛있어요. 네. 컴백. So we are sharing our beer, because sharing is caring.
For our next dishes, we head down to Jeonju, often called the food capital of South Korea. Here, we try 2 dishes that I simply can't get enough of.
So next morning, I lined up for a Jeonju breakfast specialty. This is gukbap, which is these beautiful bean sprouts in this soup. And Jeonju is well known for its bean sprouts in this place. And this soup is supposed to be really healthy and really good, especially if you have a hangover, which I don't. But if you partaken too much of moju or makgeolli last night, you might have a little bit of a hangover. Ooh, it is deceivingly spicy. So it's this beautiful broth with tons of bean sprouts, some spicy peppers, and some kimchi. What's interesting is they also give you some eggs that are kind of like just cooked just a little bit. I told her I didn't know how to do it, so she put some of the soup in here, which kind of cooks a little bit, along with some seaweed. There is a ton of seaweed here to go with your meal. One of my favorite things. If you want it more spicy, there's extra green peppers you can put in there. They're these little shrimpy guys, and you can put in there for a little bit more depth and flavor. You have kimchi, and of course lots of seaweed. This is a beautiful breakfast. The broth is light, spicy. Even though I don't have a hangover, I still feel like I'm getting healthier just eating this. This egg is just slightly cooked. The whites of it are cooked a little bit. It's almost like a really, really soft boiled egg. Oh, it's actually pleasant with the seaweed in there. I've come to a really local area in the middle of a market. For this, they are open 5:30 in the morning for everybody who's hungry and looking for some delicious gukbap.
So one simply does not come to Jeonju without trying one of its most iconic and popular dishes, which is bibimbap. And that is a dish that's beloved all around the world, but it has its roots at this very restaurant here. So this is Jeep, and it started serving the dish and invented it back in 1952. So for over 70 years, they have been serving up this delicious Korean staple. Let's go check it out.
All right, so here it is. Here is my UK bibimbap. So this bowl's really hot. So it is just a delicacy of amazing flavors, textures, colors. You have everything from all kinds of vegetables to some pine nuts to some seaweed. But to me, the star of the show is always this, the UK, the raw marinated beef. Oh, it is so good. We also get a whole bunch of banchan, different side dishes here. So we have everything from kimchi to some bok choy to some spicy little marinated crabbies here. It's really interesting. So all of this comes out to 17,000 Korean won. I believe they make their own soy sauce and their own gochujang here. But the key to this, guys, bibimbap literally means mixed rice. Bimbi means mixed, bap means rice. So you want to make sure you get all of the flavors in there. So you just give it a nice mix, get in there, get all those vegetables. I see spinach, I see mushrooms. I wish you could smell this though. It smells so heavenly, but really get in there, give that a nice mix, get all of those flavors together. It is a harmony, a symphony with different flavors and textures you gotta combine. Let's try that out. We have all the different components there. Got some of that spinach, some mushrooms in there, some bean sprouts, and of course the rice and that shredded raw beef. Oh, it smells so incredible. It's so good. There's so many different textures in there. And that is what makes bibimbap so great. There's a reason they call Jeonju the foodie capital of South Korea.
We head back to Gangneung, where we are trying fresh seafood at the Jumunjin fish market.
So coming to a coastal city can only mean one thing, that is fresh seafood. So come down to the Jumunjin fish market, which is just full of all kinds of fresh seafood, fish, shrimp. But the name of the game seems to be crab. So you kind of come here, choose what you want. They will pick it out, weigh it, kind of barter. So it's best to bring a local if you can, or somebody who has the local language skills, and then you can take it nearby. They'll cook it up or slice it up, do whatever, however you want to prepare it. If you ever wonder why this is called a wet market, it's because the whole floor is just flooded all the time. Water is just overflowing. There are drains on either side of the tank. So there's definitely something you don't want to wear nice shoes to. You don't want to wear open-toe shoes either. Wear something that you're not going to mind getting dirty, because your feet are going to get wet. They might smell not so great after you come to this market. There's two different parts to the seafood market. There is the wet market inside with all the live fish and different sea creatures that you can get there, as well as this place is the dried section. So there's all kinds of dried seaweed, dried fish, all kinds of skate and other things that are dried and hanging up. You can grab some of this stuff, take it back, make soup, or you can just eat it on its own, especially as a side dish with like alcohol and other things. Try finding a place to have breakfast in this market, because when you're on the coast, you have to have fresh seafood. It's kind of a must. So that's what we're on the search for now. Alright, so it is finally breakfast time, and I found the perfect place. Markets are great if you're traveling solo in Korea, because it's usually pretty easy to find places that will serve just one person. So I have gone for honge ramen, and it is basically just Korean ramen, but honge is like a snow crab, and they are boiling it up here. This looks so delicious. I see all types of perilla leaves and green onions, as well as ramen noodles, and a big old hunk of garlic on top there, which sounds incredible. But the main star of the show, the reason that I came for it, is all of the crab there. So there's a whole snow crab buried in here. Ooh, and they put some gochujang with some extra spicy peppers here to just make it that much more spicy. This is going to be so good. I think this is a Gangneung specialty, and something that you really got to try when you're at this market. Again, just cooking it up here right at the table. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that is spicy. She asked me if spicy was okay. Of course, she asked me in Korean, so if you don't speak Korean, you may have troubles with that. But I told her, yeah, spicy is fine. I like spicy. but it is quite spicy, and you also get a lot of that crab flavor in there, which is the reason I came here. I wanted to taste that crab. It is delish. It's gonna be hot. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I love the fact that they have cooked it with the crab inside of it. Other places, they just put it on top and just kind of serve it. And there's like crab and ramen. This one, you really get all that nice crabby flavor, like infused with the ramen juice. And then, don't forget we have that crab here. It's a very small crab. We're not gonna be getting a lot of crab meat. We can enjoy what we have there. Yum. Oh my gosh, the breakfast is so good. So I just found this random place. The old lady in front just kind of ushered me in. I asked her if they had the hongdae ramen. She said yes, and just kind of pushed me into a chair, and I've never been happier.
Let's go back to Jeonju for one of my all-time favorite foods. I'll wait in line any day of the week for this deliciousness.
Sometimes you just have to be willing to wait in line. That's what I did for this. So this is the Jeonju Yukjeon that smells so good. So it's basically these thin slices of beef that they put in an egg batter and then just kind of shallow fry it in a bunch of grease. People were waiting in line. It smells so good. It's 10,000 won for a portion of this. They give you some raw onions and some spicy sauce, they say, to mix it up. It's a specialty of Jeonju. It looks so incredible. Let's try that out. The combination of the egg, that thin, fatty beef, the raw onion, like vinegar, the spiciness. A little salad here. Well worth waiting in line for. The line went pretty quickly. Still wait a good 15 minutes though for this. And guess what? I'd gladly do it again. I eat that every day. Steak and eggs, basically. What could be better?
And finally, we're at Suncheon Market in Busan to try the most delicious meal of the year. To check out how dwaeji gukbap is made. In these outdoor cauldron hides one of Korea's best foods.
Oh my god. So rich, so flavorful. 감사합니다. Let's try this out. Oh my god. That's perfection in a bowl. Wow. It is so good. This is definitely a dish that represents Busan in so many ways. It's also a dish made out of necessity and scarcity. After the war, some Suncheon there. If you haven't been to Busan, do try the local gukbap. Delicious.
So there you have it, 10 of my favorite foods I ate on my travels around South Korea this year. Be sure to follow us for more Korean food and travel adventures.